The inverse of a function is simply when we take that relationship and we switch the input and the output, or we switch the focus. So let's go ahead and look at what that will entail if we're looking at the graph. So ordinarily, when we have this xy axis here, the y is the output and the x is the input. Well, when we're talking about the inverse, we're going to switch those things. Well, if that's the case, then what we want to do is take the y-axis and effectively move it here. And we want to take the x-axis and effectively move it here. Well, in reality, what we're going to end up doing is just reflecting that. So if you imagine kind of folding a piece of paper right in the middle here, then the y-axis would fold right over where the x-axis currently is, and the x-axis would fold over where the y-axis is. And that would work down here in the negative values as well. Well, that line is just y equals x, the parent function of a linear function, and we just call that the line of reflection. So let's say that we have a square root function that looks something like that. I'm going to draw my line of reflection. Again, this will be an approximation, but it should hopefully give you a pretty good idea of what's going on. So we do that, and then I'm just going to reflect every single point across that axis. Again, my drawing isn't perfect, but you can see the reflection, and so in this case, if the blue curve is f of x, we would write out that the red curve here is its inverse, which we use the little kind of -1 exponent to show. As I've mentioned before, understanding the graphs and being able to visualize a function as well as compute its inputs and outputs more mechanically allows us to understand the function, predict what it's going to do, and actually apply it to real-world situations.